Well, previously I was the director of a fair in Hong Kong called Art Hong Kong, which later was acquired by Art Basel in Hong Kong, and I became the founding director for Art Basel in Hong Kong. During the 7 years of my tenure there, I spent a lot of time in Taiwan because the Taiwanese collectors were playing a disproportionate role in the success of the art fair. Taiwanese collectors are very engaged. Culture is an inherent part of society here. There's a great museum-going public. Children are always going around museums and so on. And there's a real affinity for properly engaging with contemporary art. Once I left Art Basel in Hong Kong in 2014, I moved to become deputy chairman of the auction house Bonhams for Asia. And I was spending a lot of time in Taiwan, and I got to see a completely different side to the buying audience of collectors that were buying exclusively from auction. And it struck me that just as in Hong Kong, as we had been quite successful in expanding the routes for collectors to buy not exclusively from auction but also from galleries, that we had an opportunity through bringing a highly selected and high quality offering here, that we could really encourage people who are buying exclusively from auction to also start to collect from galleries. And we're thrilled that we've made very good progress over the last few years on that.
Are we seeing a change in the kind of buyers we're seeing from Taiwan? You were saying that previously it's exclusively through auction. What is the change we're seeing, and why do you think there's more interest in galleries that justifies something like the Taipei Dangdai Art Fair?
Well, I would qualify your question slightly in the sense that collectors, I was saying that it wasn't that collectors were, that it wasn't that there was exclusively people buying from auction, it was that auction buyers were exclusively buying from auction and they weren't buying from galleries. There were always been very strong gallery collectors here as well, but we felt that there was an opportunity to really help to open up different avenues for collectors to be able to buy. But I think people enjoy being a part of the process with buying from galleries, because when you're buying from galleries, you're really part of an ecosystem whereby you're supporting the artists and the whole economy and ecology surrounding contemporary art. When you're buying from auction, you're really only buying on the secondary market, buying from another collector. So in a sense that none of that sort of additional benefit is going into the cultural ecology. So a lot of people have been very interested to engage with artists, to engage with the galleries, who also act as tastemakers to a degree. They're experts in their field and can really help collectors through developing their own collecting journey.
Tell us about the different generation of buyers we're seeing here now in Taiwan.
So there's a very established older generation of collectors who've been buying antiquities, but also have been buying modern Chinese painting, who have been adventurous and have been starting to buy work from not only by contemporary artists from Taiwan, but also from overseas. But we've also been witnessing a younger generation of collectors coming through, many who've made their money either entrepreneurially or through inheritance, who are very internationally minded and internationally engaged, and who've been buying art from right around the world. And I think that the tastes now for Taiwanese collectors are very international.
What are you doing differently here from what you did when you started the Hong Kong Art Fair or Art Hong Kong?
So I think that what we really wanted to do here was to create a fair that made sense for the particular environment. And so for us, it's important not to be too big. We want to grow as the market grows for the market here.
What is the particular environment?
Well, I think that we have a very strong domestic market. So I think that when one's looking at other locations, each location has its own inherent qualities and catchment area. So I think that the real unique thing about Taiwan is the strength of the domestic audience. It has one of the strongest and most important collector bases and most established collector bases of any place in Asia. And so if you're serious about engaging with Asia, you have to be serious about engaging with Taiwan.
Walking around this art fair, there's some beautiful art, really impressive stuff here on the walls. But I do notice there are a lot of international artists, and I guess that's the point. And in one side, we do have the emerging Taiwan artists. And the thing about Taiwan buyers, be it wines or other collectors, is that there is a penchant for international products and international art and kind of luxury items. So how are you kind of showcasing the Taiwan artists and making sure that they are in the spotlight? And do you think that they will remain in the spotlight after this art fair moves on?
Our ambitions are kind of multifold, if you like, that we really want to help to bring top quality international art to Taiwan, but we also want to showcase the great work that's being produced in Taiwan to an international audience. And that's both for younger contemporary artists. So we have been doing a number of collaborations this year with the Ministry of Culture, with the Taipei City to promote digital work by younger Taiwanese artists and some much more established Taiwanese artists as well. But we have very good galleries participating from Taiwan, from Taipei, from Taichung, from Kaohsiung. So I think that Taiwan is pretty well covered. This year, we also have an exhibition that is really showcasing the work of a modern artist from Taiwan who is being represented by Esleet Gallery, Wong Pan Yuan, whose work is on show just behind us, and we have a great show there.
How have you seen the evolution since 2019 to now? Like, what is it that if you had to say was surprising to you, or different, or something that you feel like really marks a change in Taiwan scene from the perspective of this art fair?
I think that there's been a real sense of optimism and enthusiasm in Taiwan that's perhaps been over the last couple of years absent in different parts of the world. But I think that there's a lot of things happening here. The stock market has been doing extremely well over the last few years. There's a great sense of optimism in terms of new hotels being opened, a lot of construction happening in Taipei just now. So it really feels that there's a sense of optimism that Taiwan and Taipei has a bright future, but also I think that that's also reflected in the art market. And you can see today here the energy and the buzz and excitement, that people are just very happy to be together, to welcoming international friends, and to be doing what Taiwan does best, which is to play host to people.